Judge cries in this chapter, and then he wonders why his children aren't emotional or upset about this as well. Why are they willing to resign themselves and pretty much say, GG, we're dead? This is karma. I would like to call this sweet, sweet karma against Judge. Seeing that man being upset, crying, it's like, really? After everything, after all that you have done, what you have done to your children, what you've done to Sanji, throwing him under the bus basically, and then you have the right to sit there and cry and then say like, why are you doing this? There must be honor among thieves and all of that. I'm like, are you serious right now? Like, are you really trying to do something like this right now, Judge? Like, look what you were trying to do. Like, look what the whole point of this wedding was in the first place. You were throwing Sanji to the wolves. You were throwing Sanji to Big Mom's family, and you didn't really even care what happened to him. You were just using him to further your agenda. And now, you're getting messed up, and it's GG for your overall plan, because it didn't turn out like you wanted. Just Judge sitting there and crying. I'm like, really? The Vinsmoke family, this family that was built up, Judge that supposedly seemed like he was strong, just sitting there acting like that. I'm like, are you serious? My dude, if you're gonna die, I mean, at least die with some dignity. Oh my god, like, you're the Vinsmoke family, you're a well-renowned family, like, everybody knows about you and all that, but you're sitting there, the head of the family, tearing up, and then you wonder why your children aren't crying with you, when, in fact, you're the reason why they're not, because you literally changed them. They're not even necessarily, human anymore because of how much you've tampered with their bodies and just removed their emotions. So because of that, I feel like I already said, it's just karma. What's going on with Judge is just straight up karma, and this man had it coming for a long time. It's hard to believe that this man turned into something like that when he's facing death. I mean, I guess it's like the saying goes, the phrase, you really only get to know someone right before their final moments. Like, you get to see their true self, because when they're faced with death, obviously, their true self comes out. See how much they are a coward or whatever, and that's kind of what's going on there. We can at least say, after this chapter, Judge is a coward. He fears death, and if Big Mom was to look at him and use her Devil Fruit ability, automatically he would die. But the fun fact though is, because of this, we could assume that, Sanji's family, like his brothers and all that, they would be completely fine. They wouldn't probably get affected by Big Mom's Devil Fruit ability, because that, they don't really care about death at all. But, Sanji's father, obviously Judge, does. So anyways, enough of that. Let's talk about the savageness of Brook and Luffy in this chapter and what they did to Big Mom. So, Brook won the year, okay? He won the year when it came to One Piece, when he smashed that photo at the end of last chapter. He's like, yo! And he just fucking smashed it. And he just, yeah, it was just so casual, the way he just smashed the photo, that it was hilarious. I was just sitting there rolling in my chair laughing because of how Brook was able to do something like that. But then, the true savageness really pops up in this chapter, and that is what happens to Big Mom. So as we know, from what we're already well aware of, Big Mom can be angered rather easy, but also when Big Mom goes into her temper tantrum, she can cause a lot of damage. She can even attack her own children. She's fine with that. We've seen her even kill her own children. So because of this, we know Big Mom's rage-induced temper tantrum and all that, that's not good at all. Like, that can cause a lot of harm to everyone, not just people that are her enemies, but also her family or friends. She'll actually attack them and take them down. So because of this, Big Mom's rage is something that everybody should fear. And because of everything that happened with the wedding cake exploding, which we know Big Mom has been looking forward to that for a very long time, and this is also a character that is willing to destroy islands and destroy an entire civilization or whatever because they didn't offer her candy or whatever. So Big Mom has issues when people try to step in when it comes to her sweets. When you don't give her a certain amount of sweets or chocolate, cake, whatever, she's going to wipe you out. And because of that, we can already imagine how angry she is just for that cake that she's been looking forward to for so long, just being completely decimated. But then, And to go one step further, we also have to factor in, you know, the Straw Hats being there in the first place when supposedly everything should have been fine. Like, they were captured, everything was going according to plan, but apparently it was not. Even Big Mom is angry about that. But then going even one step further, the photo. The photo of Mother Caramel is broken. GG, it's gone. And that put Big Mom into a state, like a rage-induced coma. That's kind of what she was in. And the savageness of this was that Big Mom didn't even know what to do. Like, she was so angry, she was just so maxed out with her emotions, that she literally didn't have any reaction. Like, she was just sitting there repeating, like, cake, you know, Straw Hat, photo. She was just saying the three things over and over again, and she didn't really know how to react, and that makes a lot of sense. I mean, when all of this stuff is happening in the matter of, like, maybe 5 seconds or so, all of this happens at once, there's just only so much you can take, and as I've already said, Big Mom is prone to, get angry rather easy. We've seen her in these fits, so because of that, her maxing out her rage meter, it makes sense, actually, when you think about it in terms of her character because of what we've seen thus far. So her, maxing out her rage after all of these three things happen at once, obviously she's going to be very mad. However, the savageness is that once she's maxed out, she's just like, all functions in her body have just, ceased to work properly. Like, Big Mom.exe has stopped working properly. We need to, restart the program. That's pretty much what's going on there. Well, Luffy grabs the phone. Luffy grabs the photo. He grabs the photo, the broken photo, pieces it together, like holds it together and all that. Like, it's in the chapter towards the end. He pieces it together, and he's going to stretch it and show it to Big Mom, put it in front of her face. That is so messed up on so many levels. Just taking this photo and showing it to Big Mom. Like, she's already angry enough. Like, you've already made her so mad. And this is the exact same person that got, like, wailing and crying and all that when the photo fell over. So, if something like that could cause Big Mom to cry, how do you think she's gonna feel when someone touches the photo, pieces it together and all that, and then breaks it in front of her again? How do you think she's gonna feel about that? Luffy, you are a savage. Like, that is savage, dude. Like, that is so savage. Luffy just going up to her. It's just gonna probably shatter it in her face. Big Mom is just probably gonna be on a whole new level of anger that we never thought was possible. And, I mean, the face of, Katakuri, I mean, the way he's looking in this chapter, he's just white as a sheet. That's kind of scary, actually, when you think about it, because out of all these things that have already happened, the photo breaking to, the cake blowing up, and then, everything else that's already happened, it makes you wonder, why didn't he go white as a sheet then? But why is he doing it now? So whatever is about to happen is probably so bad that everyone is in danger. Like, it's not just the Straw Hats, it's not Capone and all of them, it's not the people helping out. It is, I think, everyone on the island probably in danger, because whatever is about to happen, probably not good. And I mean, we also have to factor this in too. We do know about awakened devil fruit abilities, and we don't really know exactly how that is or how that works with Big Mom, so who's to say that maybe he's fearing something because of Big Mom's devil fruit ability, awakened devil fruit ability. That is food for thought when you think about it. Overall, though, Katakuri is scared. He's scared out of his mind, which that proves right then and there that there's something really bad about to happen, like something that we probably don't even expect. I mean, most likely it's going to be because of the result of whatever Luffy's going to do. I mean, with this man grabbing the photo, I'm probably going to shatter it in front of Big Mom's eyes, and it's going to be one of the savagest moments Luffy's ever done. I feel like that's probably going to, push her over the edge to where she probably just breaks down and something really bad's going to happen. But anyways, though, with that being said, let's talk about big news. So, this character, I think his name is Mogan or whatever. If I'm saying his name right, please forgive me. But, this character that's the bird and all that, he's the news reporter, I gotta admit, I really love that character so much. He's like, this is big news! This is big news! This is big news! Like, every time something's going on, he's like, this is big news! Like, oh, Judge, is about to, die and all that. He's crying. This is big news! Oh, Luffy's about to shatter the photo again in front of Big Mom's face. This is big news! Like, oh, I'm about to walk up some steps. This is some big news! I'm like, oh my god. Like, dude, I love that character. Like, I don't know how many really like that character or not, but I really like that character. The way he just reacts to certain things, he's like, just, this is big news, to everything. It really shows that we might have some bounty increases once this arc is, said and done, because with him going to be reporting the news and stuff, and whatever happens here, obviously bounties are going to be raised. Even if Big Mom doesn't get taken down, the point stands is that bounties will definitely raise because of this event. It's just common sense. So I'm very curious to see what's going to happen and all that, and just to see more of this character saying, this is big news, because that makes me die every time I see him say something like that, a little panel, just saying, this is big news, and he's looking at something that's just crazy. So, yeah. Besides that, we also have the Sanji and Pudding stuff. So, Sanji and Pudding continue their little, conflict going on. And as I've already said my piece already in previous, videos I've done, I've stated that I believe Pudding is eventually going to fall in love with Sanji. Because, I mean, judging by what happened already and then all the hints beforehand, most likely Pudding's going to have a change of heart. She's going to fall in love with Sanji. And then that's going to eventually turn into a real couple, probably towards the end game of One Piece. Or maybe in this arc. I have no idea. It depends on where Oda wants to take it. But overall, though, we could assume that Pudding is having a change of heart, especially with the dialogue in this chapter, when Sanji is just sitting there talking to Pudding, and he's, like, dodging the bullets that she's shooting at him, and then she's like, you know how many people I've deceived and all that? And then Sanji's like, oh, when did you deceive yourself as well? So because of all this, we know that she's going to have a change of heart. It's already taking place because Sanji accepted her, he was nice to her, and she has never really had this before in her life, so obviously, she's going to start probably to fall in love with him. Now, speaking of that, too, we also have these two other characters that pop up in this chapter, Daifuku and then Oven. Hopefully those are the correct names. So Daifuku straight up looks like a genie. Like, the man looks like a genie. Like, oh my god, that man has hockey. Like, it looks like he hockeyed up and all that, and he looks like a genie. Pretty awesome looking characters, and I gotta admit, it reminds me of something of Magi. Like, if you've ever read the manga, that's exactly what that looks like. And then Oven, overall, his design, it's nothing impressive in my personal opinion. I do like the way his head is designed and all that, but overall, nothing impressive with Oven. But his ability is pretty cool. I mean, Pedro was having a little bit of problems in this chapter, so I do like, Oven and his, Devil Fruit ability. So I think that's about it. I mean, we do have Brook lose his head. Brook lost his head in this chapter, which, wow, I mean, I didn't think he could actually do that. I mean, I know he's a skeleton, I know he's already dead, but I just didn't think he could literally detach his head and he would be completely fine, but apparently that can happen. But still, yeah, it was a very interesting chapter. A lot of good stuff throughout the chapter, and Capone as well being awesome towards the end as well, just saying the future can be changed and all that, so yeah, good stuff. Good stuff in this chapter. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I love you all so much. Please be safe. Chibi out.